Live from Delaware, it's Hoagies and Pierogis! With your hosts, Ian DiCarlo, we're getting a little double down, Chocolate Rain, and RJ Hammond.
I just want some more hockey in my life. Let's just say he was a good lover.
Okay, it's recording. Let everyone know they're being recorded. We're good. My cursor is off the stop recording button.
I think you accidentally recorded early, and then when you hit record, it just stopped it. Is what happened.
Yeah, I have no idea what happened last week. But everyone, here we are, episode 74.
Yep. Yes,
recording in the hotel for the first time. This is not my room. My roommate might walk in.
Decent hotel.
Dude, it's the Candlewood. It's nice. It's really nice. It's
I don't know what that is.
Well, are you familiar with like Marriott hotels?
Yeah.
It's like a courtyard, basically.
Oh, okay.
Hopefully it's my roommate that walks in and not some random guy. Last night at 2 a.m., I wake up to my roommate saying, Ian. And I roll over. The kitchen light is on. He's still in bed. And he's like, yo, someone just walked in the room. And I was like, dude, what? Wait, what? Obviously, I was delirious because I had just woken up out of a dream. I was in the middle of a dream. I know that. I can't remember what it was. And he was like, yeah, dude, someone like walked in. And then he was just like, he looked at me and I looked at him and he said, sorry, bro. And he walked out. And I was like, what the fuck? And I said, and he was like, kind of like a little bit shaken. He's 22. So like,
yeah.
Understandably so. I would have been if I caught him, but I didn't catch him at all. I woke up after he had left.
I can't say I didn't do that in college once or twice, like actually walk into the wrong place before.
Right. And it was just like,
that's even weirder at a hotel.
So random. This had happened to one of my coworkers before, but it had never happened to me. And I was like, okay, well, is he in the bathroom? Is he in the closet? Is anything
in?
Yeah, is anything gone? Are you hurt? Like, if not, lock the door. Let's go the fuck back to sleep.
Yeah.
I was exactly. Like, I didn't see him. I don't give a shit. I just want to go to sleep.
Yeah.
So
that's
I
crazy.
went down this morning to go change my keys. I was like, hey, deactivate the rest of the keys. Give me 2 new ones.
Yeah.
Someone tried to come into the room last night at 2 a.m. and he was like, oh, yeah, sorry about that. Like the guy came right back down. That must have been you. And he was like, yeah, there was someone in my room. And apparently this happens with the Candlewood system sometimes. So it's not as nice as you would think. But yeah, the accommodations are nice. I'm not shit talking them. Don't come after me, Candlewood. I'm in your domain.
That's so weird.
Hopefully they don't block me off the internet for shit talking them right now.
No, right, I'll be fine.
But we were talking about it recently. The first sports equinox happened.
Yes, it did. It's awesome.
Oh, I didn't realize it was the 29th time ever. That's crazy.
Yeah. I think, is there a World Series game Thursday? Because it would happen again Thursday then. That would be football, almost certainly hockey and basketball.
Tonight's Tuesday, so if the Rangers win tonight and tomorrow, then the series is over.
Ooh.
Well, there's no game on Thursday, is there?
I'd have to look. Well, it'd be 3 games. Wait, what happened last? No. I don't think.
Because it would be last night was in.
Yeah, that's right.
Arizona. Tonight's in Arizona. Tomorrow's in Arizona. Then skip a day.
It would be. No, I don't think it would happen again. I mean, technically Saturday, kind of, but there's no like NFL. Like there was NFL, college, hockey, NBA, MLB. But I guess it's the 4 major sports is what they probably do it more off of.
Yeah. Well, I mean, much like an Equinox, this should be short. Hopefully it's shorter than the fucking Ngannou fight.
Did you watch that? I didn't. I didn't
I
get
didn't
it.
watch it, but I watched like the intros on Twitter, and it
Uh-huh.
was like 5 fucking hours long.
Well, that's boxing. Like
And then
they
the
do the
fight was
big
just
things.
stolen from Ngannou. I guess that's how boxing is, according
Yeah, I
to a
heard.
bunch of people. But
Yeah, I heard Ngannou
I'll
was
crack a Miller Lite
should
for
have
Ngannou.
lost.
Yeah, I mean, Fury knows how to box, obviously, but he also has the mob behind him. Wink,
That's
wink.
yeah.
Allegedly.
He is the Gypsy King. It's got to mean more than just. That's got to mean more than just some random name. It's like it's probably his mob boss name.
He is. Well, rip to Ngannou's career. Rip to Matthew Perry.
That was crazy.
That was very shocking, dude.
Did you see? Did you look at his or see his Instagram post like leading up to it?
Oh no, I didn't.
Or
You're
did you
gonna make
hear
me
about
cry.
this?
No.
No, he just had a like 4 or 5 very odd Instagram posts like before that ended. Look at them after. It's my TikTok is all people
Well,
saying this was not like an accident or something, but I think
I
the
think
autopsy came out today.
I didn't see it today, but I don't know what the autopsy said, but I guess he had a heart attack in his hot tub and then drowned.
Yeah,
He's had
that's what it said.
substance abuse issues in the past, so and I guess
Which
he's been getting clean, but also catches up to you after a while.
yeah, it'll still
Unfortunately.
catch up. It still does the damage. He was doing a lot of like good stuff like for people who had struggled with the same thing. Like he had his demons, and you can tell like when you go back and watch Friends.
I thought you meant he was doing a lot of good shit. He was doing a
No,
lot of good drugs.
I mean if you do look back at Friends, you can like see season by season like he fluctuates so much and is like completely
Right.
different, and it was probably because of that. But yeah,
He
it was
is.
sad. Reagan was very sad.
Yeah. My swim coach always used to warn me about hot tubs.
There's always things about hot tubs.
Yeah, they dehydrate you, so that's like the main thing. I saw this comment on Instagram. It wasn't his day, his week, his month, or even his year.
That reference I don't
I'll
get. Was that a
be
Friends thing?
there for
Oh,
you.
I didn't even. I don't know why I didn't get that. I guess I
It's
just have to hear the song. Like I didn't get it until I heard the song.
because it's like an odd cadence. It
Yeah.
wasn't his day, his week, his month, or even his. Oh wait, no. It wasn't his day, his week, his month, or even his year, or something like that. I'll be there for you.
I got pulled
But
back
yeah,
the itinerary.
rip.
That sucked. Yeah. That's still one of those ones that I'm actually. I don't remember if my mom was still here when she found out. Reagan like just watches Friends all the time, and she was very. I think she was very upset about it. She couldn't believe
Yeah.
it.
I told that one to my parents, and they were like, "Ah, too soon," because it
Yeah.
was like the same day that I told them that.
Oh, jeez.
But it wasn't me that came up with it. Don't shoot the messenger.
Fair.
But yeah, I guess it's appropriate that our post Halloween episode is filled with death. Our worst fears have been realized, RJ. It actually happened in the modern day, nonetheless.
Mm-hmm.
A
This is
slash to the
crazy.
throat. A slash to the throat by just an on ice collision. Okay, so this is a warning. I am going to put the video in of the injury. You can see blood, but it isn't too gruesome, so I don't feel too bad putting it in the video. So here you go. Adam
I don't know
Johnson.
how it hasn't
Rip.
happened more often, and after it happened to a couple other people. Like it happened in the NHL once or twice. Like I think in somewhere like you have to wear some type of neck protector, and I don't know if this might make that change at all because it is so fluky.
Well, it did.
It did.
So the European League is making it mandatory that people wear neck guards next year.
So that
they are calling for a strong recommendation for them to wear them for the rest of the year, but it's not mandatory this year. It will be next year.
I guess
that's the European League, though. That's not NHL.
I do wonder if that would come over to the NHL. Like if it happened in the NHL.
I mean, why not?
I'm sure.
Does it hinder play that much? I mean,
no. Hockey is also a very, you know how baseball is a very like people have like a lot of swag the way they bat and stuff. Like hockey is kind of like that too. Like the way you tuck your jersey, the way you tape your stick, as your helmet tilted, stuff like little things like that where some people will be like, you're messing with my flow. And like, they're probably not the most comfortable things either. People do wear them, but it is just such a fluke thing that like, it doesn't really happen a lot, but you are also skating around it's so fucking fast.
Right.
On ice. I mean, with knives.
Who was it? Was it Evander Kane got his wrist slashed?
Yeah, I think it was Kane.
Yeah.
And there was I think he was on the Sabres. The original one, I think he was on the Sabres, was like the guy just ran into him and just right away you just saw the blood pour on him and the guy.
Yeah, the one he held his carotid artery.
Mm-hmm.
Like and literally stuck his fingers inside his fucking neck and held it like.
Yep.
This is Halloween. This is Halloween.
That's my everyday. That's my everyday. Not actually. I don't deal with that type of shit. But if I worked in the ER, I could. I walked. Never mind. I won't talk about that stuff. That's weird.
Scalpel stat.
That was such TV speak. Scalpel stat.
Scalpel stat. Earpiece for no reason. Like rip to the 76ers. Rip to James Harden. Harden's being traded to the Clippers, making them the oldest team ever.
He got traded to the Clippers for half the world. Like, we got so many picks and just so many people that I'm guessing we're probably just going to trade again for someone later. But
right, a protected first round this next year, another first rounder from another team, another second round pick from the Clippers.
There's like a 2028 pick or something.
I have no fucking clue. Again, with basketball trades, what the fuck? I don't know
picks
how
don't matter.
Far in the future they can fucking trade.
Picks don't matter in basketball unless you're unless you have the lottery pick. It really
there's only 2 rounds, right?
Yeah.
So like what the fuck?
If half the teams now are not like people weren't drafted to those teams anyway. So it's like there's only a few. Actually, right. Now that I'm thinking of it, there's a good amount. There's a good amount of people. So I guess it does kind of matter. But like if you're a good organization, I feel like basketball is one of those that like you can, if you have the talent, I don't know, whatever. I don't know what I'm trying to say right there, but this trade, I mean, that's just such a, we're done with you. Get out of here, James Harden, like get him out.
Oh, absolutely. And I think the 76ers won that trade by a small margin. What they got in return, maybe the talent maybe wasn't what the fan base wanted. Because like future picks, all right, but we get Tyrese. Who did they get?
No one really that important. Those people like this is what I'm saying. We got all these people and all these picks that I think Daryl Morey is just probably going to try to deal them to someone else later for someone to help with Joel. But I mean, they're playing good basketball right now. I've been watching the games. They're playing so much better. I like the way that they're being coached and just I mean, you could have given honestly, it would have sucked because then you just get clowned
who's the
all
coach
the time.
Again?
The guy, the old Raptors coach
remember.
who won the championship.
Oh yeah, Nick Nurse.
Nick Nurse.
Yeah.
So the guy that was part of one of the worst moments in Philly. I just realized that, and I feel like that is just such bad juju. But I'm sick of seeing all this whiny Philly bullshit all over. Like, it happens. Like, there's plenty of other more tortured franchises around. Like,
it really just comes back around the world, huh?
Yeah. But they're just going to be a 4 or 5 seed, losing the second round for the next 3 or 4 years until Joel's out of his prime, and I don't know, build around Maxey. I love Maxey. Maxey's been great, but I don't know. I have more fun watching other players on other teams now.
Right.
Like, I love betting on Luka and the guy from the Thunder, SGA.
I remember shit talking Maxey. He's been a lot better this season than last season.
He's awesome. I love Maxey. He's just so fast. He's just a fast little guy, and he's just always smiling. He's just always got a smile on his face. Yep.
Hell yeah. You know what? Who didn't have a smile on their face? Ripped to the bird that Randy Johnson killed. Did you see that costume?
I did not. I didn't see any costumes really.
It was Randy Johnson with a little bit of blood splatter on him, and his girlfriend was the dead bird that he hit with the fastball.
That's funny.
I thought that was great. I could not believe that no one's done that before.
Well, I didn't realize that also Zach Gallen had killed a bird this year, and they're
yep.
Everyone's like, they're going to win, and it's currently like 10-0 in the third right now.
Yeah, it's a little bit of a struggle right now.
Yeah, I was kind of, at first I was like, well, let the Diamondbacks win, because then we at least didn't lose to the Diamondback, or at least we lost to the World Series winners. But after thinking about it, like, no, fuck them. I don't want them to go do what we couldn't do last year and like be the team out of nowhere and then go win the World Series. Fuck them. I hate so many players on that team all of a sudden now because of just the series, even though they're good, and Gallen's a Philly guy.
I know this isn't the last rip of the episode, but RJ, we have to talk about it. I know you kind of already mentioned it. Rip to the Phillies.
Oh, we haven't recorded since then, have we?
We have not. We stopped in the top of the 5th inning when Ranger Suarez was taken out of the game.
I didn't even realize that we didn't talk about it. Yeah.
That's why I called the last episode Impending Doom.
I didn't even think of that. I mean, I'm okay now. Like, it sucked. The more I thought about it, like, even if he did play a little bit, probably wasn't going to play a lot. Like, it didn't feel right the more I thought about it to do it without Reese. I don't know if he'll come back. Apparently, he's a free agent. News to me. I'm not going to be following the free agents as much.
I mean, if he doesn't come back, Harper's at first base. I mean,
yeah.
They've been excellent defensively and like way better with him at first base than at DH.
Yeah, and it's just more of like, it's not even like a
Schwarber to DH.
like a good thing. It's not even like, is he good enough? It's just like, he's been around for a very long time in Philly. Like, to have won that World Series without him, like, most of the year and not even in the playoffs. Like, he had such big moments last year. The bat spike last year is like one of my favorite moments.
Oh, absolutely.
It sucked. I mean, the bats went cold. Having your biggest guys just go like 0 for 26 the last 3 games is tough. So, you know.
Shit. Okay, that was my roommate that just walked in. It was not some random dude. I
saw it. I was like, oh.
But yeah, you were talking about. You said the bats were going cold.
Yeah, bats went cold. I mean, the pitching, the pitching was great for us. I mean, there was obviously a couple moments that sucked, like Game 4. I think deep down, I probably knew it was over after Game 4. Like, I think if I think about it now, after Game 4, I was like, we still got 2 games in the bank and we can win Game 5. Like, and I don't know. I definitely knew deep down, like, losing those 2 games was like, whew.
I know we were saying, right. I know we were saying that it would be in the bag after the last time we recorded, but like, it never, yeah, looking back on it, it never really felt like it was guaranteed that the Phillies
And
would win.
you can't just win off of solo shot after solo shot. I think I did praise the solo shots once on one episode because I was like, hey, there's still runs. But
Well, no, I
I
think
mean, we
you said
left.
you needed more than solo shots to win, and you were
Oh, then
right.
okay, maybe.
I'm pretty sure
Yeah,
you said
like
that.
we left so many guys in scoring position. Like Brandon Marsh, I just lived on second base. I felt like the entire series, he was just always on second base in scoring position, and would just no one would get him in.
Hmm.
Rojas is just a free out, even though he's amazing at center field. Like, uh, people have talked about Rob Thompson. I thought he did very good in some things. Not changing the lineup once was interesting. I think like every World Series game and just
Yeah.
never changing a thing. And man, I was just so happy for Alec Bohm when he hit that home run. He finally showed up in the game when just no one else did.
Boom! Boom! That was like one of the highlights of the podcast and one of the loudest moments
I
last week.
was so happy for him. And oh well. Yeah. Go Birds. That's what I texted.
Yeah, you immediately said "Go Birds" and you posted
Yep.
it on your Instagram. Go Birds! Go Birds!
I just put the picture of them them and the Kelly Greens for the next day.
Yeah,
And thank
but
God we won that.
seriously, but if you had the Rangers and the Diamondbacks to the World Series, you deserve every penny. I mean,
Seriously.
hell, and it got them this. Okay, wait, let me bring up my Skype here. The Heim Hammer,
Oh, that's awesome.
the barbecue
looks
beef shank,
holy shit.
$99.
That looks amazing.
I need it in my life, but it's $99.
Oh my God. Come on. Your shit's already overpriced anyway. That's bullshit. I don't want any more. That thing sucks. Probably tastes awful.
You know, they were selling apple pie chimichangas last night
Oh, that's pretty cool.
at the Arizona game. They said
much were
embrace the
those?
chaos. I don't know. They were probably like $25. They're, it's a
Stadium
dessert.
food is such shit half the time, and it is so fucking expensive.
You're right, but I mean the Heim Hammer. I mean,
well, now those do actually
$100 of meaty goodness.
But you $50 of that is just because you're at the fucking stadium.
Yeah, $50 of that is the bone. But
It
what
does
an
look
exciting
really fucking good though.
After everyone was shit talking the series, what an exciting game one. 6-5 after 11 innings. Adolis Garcia again. Oh.
He's been great. Him and Corey Seager have been on fire.
They have.
I haven't watched, but I've been keeping up with what's going on still. I can't look at Corbin Carroll sitting there in the box. I'm just gonna have nightmares.
Yeah, game 2 is a little bit different. The Diamondbacks dominated that game.
Yep.
And Ketel Marte, even still tonight, extended his game hitting streak to 20 games in the postseason.
It's a very interesting matchup, I will say. Like, people
two smaller market teams
with a lot of very cool stories. Like, you got Corbin Carroll, Fat's been good. I did hear there were some atrocious calls as far as balls and strikes last night.
I did see the scorecard. It wasn't as bad as people were saying, but it wasn't that great. The
scorecard wasn't
below
bad.
average.
There was just a couple calls that were egregious. Like, I think it was similar to when I said that one night when Schwarber had two of the same balls that were way outside the called strike, where I was like, this guy sucks, and his scorecard wasn't that bad.
It was like a third of a run to Texas last night.
And apparently, I think they've been, in AAA? They've been testing out being able to challenge balls and strikes. And it hasn't, added a lot of time or anything.
Yeah, they added
robo-umps,
but the robo-umps don't really... They're not bringing that to the MLB, and they've been kind of inaccurate, honestly.
Shane and I were talking about this. The amount of money that go into these big leagues and the minuscule amount of technology that we use for these things is crazy. Like, like in football, we still use fucking chains. Remember when that guy brought out the index card the one time? Like in tennis,
I
they
mean,
can be like,
for the
where
fucking
is
end
it?
of the Steelers game last week. I know we talked about this. The end of the Steelers game against the Rams when they couldn't
This is
challenge it.
exactly what Shane and I were talking about. Yeah.
Yeah, like you need electronic measuring systems that are widely available, easily accessible to anyone outside of the NFL.
Yeah, like tennis. Who? No one gives a fuck about tennis. A lot of people do, but like
Millimeters.
it can tell you
track the ball right on that
exactly when.
fucking white line.
Why can't we do it in things like we have on baseball a fucking square in front of it that shows if it's a ball or strike?
If they need to, if it's what makes it work, make the fucking football green.
I don't care what it is.
Who cares?
Do something. I don't know. Green football would be weird.
Why not?
I guess. Like it's just a little chip. I don't know what goes into it and why they haven't done anything about it. But the fact that we have to sit and go through 5 commercials while they look over what the play was, were they inbound, were they out of bounds, did they cross the line, did they not? Like no, right. I need the ref to go, okay, yeah, it was passed. They told me. Like
it's crazy how similar a tennis ball is to a baseball. High thoughts of the day.
Galaxy brain stuff.
So the Rangers took Game 3, but at what cost? They lost to Adolis Garcia for the rest of the World Series, as well as Scherzer, who was probably going to start Game 7 if they needed him. But I mean, they're up 10-0 right now, like you said. They probably will not need him. But Adolis Garcia is the big loss.
Yeah, I thought why did I think he was going to be back? And how did Scherzer do yesterday? I gotta look at that because he
exited in the 3rd inning. He was injured.
I was listening. I gotta ask you this as the baseball guy too. I was listening to something today, and they were talking about another guy who really likes baseball. He's like, I fucking hate bullpen games. What do you think? Is that just
Why
having
not?
to stop and change the pitcher?
If it's the best strategy that you have, if you have a shit 5th starter, which Arizona does, why not go bullpen game? And if you need to bring that
bullpen game in the 4th game now, they don't even do.
Well, yeah. I mean, it's not, Arizona really doesn't have. They have who? Zach Allen. They have
Merrill Kelly,
Fat,
and who's pitching?
They have a rookie as their number 3. Mantiply started. It was a bullpen game.
Yeah, Mantiply. That's right. It was just an interesting conversation to listen to today because apparently Manfred is possibly pushing to make it so that doesn't happen, I guess. And I don't know how many pitchers can you have on your staff?
It's 26-man roster. You can split that up however the fuck you want, but
I think there's you
obviously have to have at least 12 position players.
Yeah.
You'll probably likely have like 16.
The guy was basically saying I think they were going to limit the amount of like pitchers on the staff or something so that you don't have to do both. I don't know. Never mind. It was just an interesting conversation to listen to. And since you like baseball so much, I want to know what you thought.
I do think there is a limit, but generally everyone sticks to the same number, give or take one reliever or one bench player.
Okay.
But yeah, the Rangers kind of look in control right now. Yeah, I know we said this about the Phillies, but
if they somehow blow this 10-0 lead, it's like Jesus.
Well, yeah, they're not going to blow this game, but then they're only going to be up 3-1, which the Phillies were up 3-1, right? Or no, they were up 3-2.
2-0.
That's right.
Oh yeah, 3-2. Yeah. Before, yeah.
That's
3-2 going into Game 6.
So next week we'll have a World Series champion on our hands. Not who we wanted, but God damn it, it's a fun series, no matter what people say, in my opinion.
Yeah, not from. I don't know why I'm saying yeah because I haven't watched, but it seems fun. If I'm hearing from if I'm hearing about the World Series and I'm not paying attention to it, I would have to say it's probably a fun World Series and interesting. If that makes sense.
That's probably one of the main reasons is the discourse behind, oh, is it worth it to watch or not? Which it obviously is. It's Major League Baseball. The talent gap.
I would think it's worth it.
They're gonna be good games.
Yeah.
All right. So
I'm just
is that it for baseball?
Fan.
Yeah, I understand. I totally understand. And I was
I'll be honest.
Expecting that. I was totally expecting that. All right, let's see what we got here. So for college football,
let's go over the games real quick, and then we'll do the thing.
Yeah, we both did not watch this weekend. You had family over. I just didn't watch because I was playing MLB.
It was a good weekend to skip. Like even just going back over scores and looking at matchups even before the weekend, it was like it's not really any games I'm upset I was really missing.
Right, and even this one, even the upset of the week, I was like, I had a bad feeling for Oklahoma going into this. Kansas beat number 6 Oklahoma.
I wanted to watch Kansas do it, I guess. Like I felt like Kansas was going to beat them. Like I was like, Oklahoma doesn't look good. Like the Oklahoma and Texas and Oregon and Washington have had very parallel paths of the team that has won has not looked great since they've won those games against each other. And the other team has just looked pretty damn good. And I was just waiting for Oklahoma to lose. And I'm so happy they lost to Kansas.
Yeah, they looked so bad against UCF. I think last week even I was like, oof. Like we were both like, it's not looking good for them.
They're. They still have a path. They still do. I can't wait for you to see these rankings.
God damn it. Okay, so Arizona. Let's go over another upset first. Arizona upsets Oregon State. I was cheering for DJ Ukulele. Come on.
Pac-12, man, it's just a crazy conference.
This is what I was gonna say is another team devouring another team in the Pac-12. We're just, dude. Washington plays USC this week.
God help.
I think Washington's on upset alert. I think.
Is it at Washington or is it at USC? I need to know that.
Yeah, I don't know.
I don't even trust USC anymore. I think Washington.
I'm not looking at the rankings. Not looking at the rankings. Not looking at the rankings.
I'll look at who where it's at because it's probably at night. USC Washington.
Penn State plays Maryland. Ugh.
Yeah, that's a game that we might be able to lose. I'm not gonna lie.
Fuck.
Where is it?
It's at USC.
That really doesn't change. If it was at Washington, I think I was just going to be like, they're absolutely going to win. At USC, I still think Washington should just take care of business. Like they're not
over under 76.
Oh my God. I'll take it. Yeah. Got to. It's probably going to be. We all know USC's defense isn't going to stop anything. And Washington has shown that they can explode and have a very good game, even against like Oregon, whose defense is all over them. It's just they just haven't looked good lately.
I don't think I should have looked at that. It gave me a little bit of a spoiler.
That's all right.
Because I didn't realize that no, not that. I didn't see that. I didn't pay attention to it.
Oh.
But I saw one. I did see that Georgia was 2. But I don't know. I think I know who's won, but we'll see.
I don't think you do.
Oregon beat Utah 35-6. It's an impressive win. I did see that Oregon was 6. I did see that.
It's fucking impressive. Like I understand that Utah has been dealing with backups all year, but to go into Utah and dominate like that is just something you don't do. Like Utah is a very hard place to play. I know they got them. I think it was earlier in the day, but it's just not. It's not easy to do. And Oregon has just been great ever since that Washington game. It might be the best loss they've ever had because they are not taking shit lightly, and they went in and trounced Utah. I was very impressed by that. Very, very, very impressed.
I was too. That just puts Bo Nix even further up there for me for Heisman.
I really like Oregon. I wish Oregon was one of those futures I had put in. I'd seen it before, and I was like, let's just do this every year. But man, very impressive. Very, very impressive.
Last thing that I had on the itinerary that wasn't really, I mean, it obviously pertained to football, but Dion on his O-line, the big picture, you go get new linemen. That's the picture, and I'm gonna paint it perfectly.
He doesn't mince words. He says what he's got to say.
Bold thing to say with 4 games left, and your son is the quarterback.
Well, he's saying next year he's going to bring in big dudes next year.
I know, but there's 4 games left.
They may not make a bowl.
No, they're just going to stand up straight and not block and let Shedeur get killed.
Oh, I didn't think of that part.
They're just going to stand still. Oh, we're not good enough? We'll show you not good enough.
It's Dion. He probably tells them every day in practice. Like, I wouldn't be surprised. He's not someone that's going to... I mean, he walked into Colorado the first day and was like, you all might as well just leave. Like, you all might as well just transfer because I'm not going to use, like, most of you. So, like...
Shit.
I guess I'm not too surprised. That is crazy, though. I didn't think about the fact that they could just not move and let Shedeur get smoked.
Right. Okay. So, please reveal this to me starting at number 6, going backwards. Number 6 is Oregon, right?
You want to go 6 to 1?
6 to 1. 6 to 1.
Oh, you don't even want to know.
I don't know it.
You don't even want to know. You don't even want to know 25 to 7. That's crazy. You need to know at least the top 10. I'm going to give you the top 10.
Okay.
10 is all.
Okay.
Because there's just, anyway. 10 is Ole Miss.
Okay.
Makes sense. Penn State's 11. Fine. We could still play ourselves in if we beat Michigan.
That's fine. Yeah.
I
want to know what their stance on Michigan is.
9 is Oklahoma.
Okay.
8, Alabama.
Going from 6 to 9 sucks, but Kansas is also, I don't know why they were unranked. They should not have been unranked.
Well, they're ranked now.
Kansas is good. Well, yeah, I'm sure
they're 21. Kansas is good. That Lance Leipold. If for some reason Penn State were to fire James Franklin, come on, Lance Leipold, I'll take you. Number 7. Horns up, baby! Texas, hook 'em! Just suck it, Oklahoma. Just suck a fat one. I've flipped on these two teams so much. I used to love Oklahoma and just shit on Texas.
Texas is number 8?
Texas is 7 above Alabama and Oklahoma.
7. Oh, Alabama. Oh, you skipped Alabama.
Oh, I must not have. No, I must not have said it. Because I said 8, and then I think we went on a tangent. Anyway, okay, sorry. Alabama, yes, 8.
Alabama's 8.
7. Okay. I know Oklahoma.
That makes sense. Okay, well, that makes even more sense now.
Yeah, because Texas did beat Alabama in the head-to-head, and that puts them ahead.
Right.
That Kirk Herbstreit was talking about it when they were doing it. He was like, "Yeah, Oklahoma beat Texas, but it was a very close game and a rivalry game, and Texas has looked like a much better team since then, and Oklahoma has looked very bad and lost to Kansas, in which Texas killed.
They have almost lost to UFC.
Yep.
Or UCF.
So as
you almost lost to UFC.
I was gonna let you go. So obviously, 6 is Oregon. Funny. 6 is Oregon. At 5, we got Washington. So Washington's the first team out right now, and that makes sense to me.
Okay.
And number 4, you've got Florida State.
Yes. All right. That's same as it was.
So before I do this, who do you think is number 1?
Ohio State.
Okay, you nailed it. I thought you were going to say Michigan. Michigan's 3, Georgia 2, Ohio State 1. And it makes perfect sense. Michigan's going to be
because
mad, but
Michigan
Ohio
doesn't have
State,
Michigan doesn't have that quality win yet,
yeah.
and
And
Ohio State does.
I was more shocked that they put Georgia 2. Like the playoff committee shocks me every year, but I feel like they do a very good job of being like,
Georgia,
this is what we value.
right? But Georgia also doesn't have that signature win yet.
Exactly.
And I feel like the committee values Penn State, Ohio State so much. I feel like that has a very high value to them.
Yes.
Or to
Absolutely.
whatever model they use to fucking do this.
Well, I like this because it shows like, hey, just because you played a shitty schedule and you've been in the playoffs and you're just killing teams, that doesn't give you the right to just be number one. And I think rightfully so. You have to put Ohio State number one because their resume. They played Notre Dame and they won in not an impressive fashion, but like they gutted out that win. They found a way to win. That Penn State game was ugly, and honestly, for a while, it could have gone either way. Even though I knew deep down we were going to lose, and they gutted that out and won. Their defense is like completely turned around, and with Marvin Harrison, like who knows? Kyle McCord could just figure it out, and their offense could explode. Travion Henderson looked good this weekend. So it's interesting to me, and I love it. I love the way these rankings played out.
I really wonder if the recent allegations towards Michigan kind of pushed them down a little bit. Maybe they would have been 2. Maybe Georgia would have been 3. Because Michigan has looked more impressive than Georgia to me.
I mean, but Michigan's playing Michigan State, who had Hitler on the board, and their coach got fired because he was basically sexually assaulting a person who came to talk to his team about not sexually assaulting people.
Who's that? Indiana, dictator? Pikachu. Fuck.
Like all these Big Ten teams they played suck. They played their non-Big Ten games are East Carolina, UNLV, and Bowling Green. And Georgia, I mean, Michigan looked better, but Georgia's at least playing like Florida and Kentucky, who's been good.
Yeah.
So like, and they got a tough game against Missouri this week.
I saw that Missouri was 12.
Yeah, Missouri's offense. That quarterback, what's his name? Brady Cook, I think, some Cook, and their one wide receiver might be the best wide receiver in the league. They are awesome, and that would be crazy if Missouri won. They're not. That shit never happens when you're wanting it to happen like that. It's always random,
right?
But very impressive.
It would be.
And
dude, I wouldn't mind. Speaking of wide receivers, I wouldn't mind a Keon Coleman on the Patriots. We got the number 5 overall pick after this week. Bye.
I gotta ask you this one last thing. Do you think? I kind of think it should be.
That one was for the mic.
Ohio State 1, and if you're going to value Ohio State's wins and put them number 1 against those other teams, Georgia and Michigan, I think they should have put Florida State 2 then, because Florida State killed LSU. I mean, I know Clemson isn't Clemson, but they still beat Clemson, and they beat Duke, who's been good.
Who was that? Syracuse? They almost lost to.
No, Syracuse 41-3. The Boston College game was a little
Syracuse.
close. And
the Boston College game was a little bit close. That was it. The week after that, I think, was a little bit close too. And
that was the Clemson game. No, Virginia.
Yeah,
that was the Clemson game.
Yeah, the Clemson game. The Clemson game. It was close, and Clemson's bad.
I know, but it's yeah, they're 4-4. It's still a win at Clemson on the road. I don't know. I mean, they're in right now, and all they have to do is win out. So,
I hate to say that they have to prove themselves, but they still have to prove themselves. And if they win out the rest of they need to go undefeated to make the playoff. Straight up. There's no way they get in with a loss, in my opinion.
Yeah, if they have a loss, they'll probably take, like, say Washington wins out. They're going to take Washington, obviously, because they're undefeated. But I think they even take a 1-loss Pac-12 champion over that.
I even think they take, if Texas wins out.
Yes. Like Texas is even more impressive if they went out because they're playing with their backup for a couple weeks. Like I don't know when Quinn would be playing again.
What's his injury? I don't even know how he got injured.
I don't either. I should look into that. But,
who the fuck knows? Okay. Any other surprises on the list?
I think anyone who is dumb enough to say that LSU has a path still, them being at 14 just proves to me that they don't. They're 2 losses. We did this last year with LSU.
Yeah. What's Notre Dame?
Notre Dame is 15. Which
okay.
I don't know. I mean, they did beat USC.
The rest of their schedule is not that impressive. So they would have a tough path, but I mean, they looked pretty. I don't know what to think of Notre Dame because they're like Penn State almost. They destroy who they're supposed to when they lose.
Yeah,
to teams that are just straight up better than them, and it's disappointing every single fucking year. I'm sure.
No other real surprises. I just feel like I know they have only 2 losses, but just don't even put USC on there. There's no point.
No. They almost lost dude. Your premonition almost came true. They almost lost their third game this week, 50-49.
I mean, they'll probably lose this week. Like unless Washington really shits the bed. Like I see no world where they should lose to USC. No,
I don't think so. But who knows? Who the hell knows? But the Pac-12.
I mean, there's a lot of interesting things, interesting possibilities, but I don't know if I see too much movement happening. It just depends on what Texas, Oklahoma, and Washington, Oregon do, really. I guess if Alabama beats Georgia, they're in. Like, if Alabama beats Georgia in the SEC championship, they have to be in.
Oh, 100%. They have to be.
But yeah, nothing else. It was one of the first rankings that came out that I was like, makes perfect sense to me. Only 2 things is I think there's probably an argument you could have had Florida State at 2. Maybe not the best argument, but I think there's an argument, and just get USC out of here. Who cares?
Who the fuck cares? All right. So, on to the NFL. Let's go through the NFL a little bit differently. We've been going through team by team. Let's go. We're still going to go through it team by team, but let's go through it by highlighting the position groups. I think every single team had a standout wide receiver or quarterback this week.
I like the way that you did this. This was interesting.
Fuck yeah. Let's start with the Eagles. A.J. Brown, the elite of the elite. 6 straight games of 125 receiving yards. Broke the tie with Who the Fuck Cares from 1966 and Calvin Johnson in 2012.
I was screaming at the TV. I was like, he's the only guy that showed up every week for us. Other than like week 1, I think he didn't have as many targets when he was complaining. But that was awesome. I mean, he's not. I'm not going to say he's the best receiver right now, because I truly think it's another guy that we'll talk about next. But right now, I'd say he is the most dominant receiver like this year right now. Like, because he is just making a lot of contested catches, some crazy catches. That touchdown catch was insane. And he's just little bullying these cornerbacks.
Wild. Dude, he really is like as physical as Calvin Johnson. But like
he is. He's so
it's
big.
going unnoticed for some reason. For some reason, Calvin Johnson was a star on a terrible team, and A.J. Brown's dominance has gone unnoticed until now on a great team.
It wasn't. I think it's just
not unnoticed, but I think underappreciated a little bit.
Yeah, and I think he was like that at Tennessee too. Like he would have some great games and some great performances, and I really didn't think of him much when he was there, and I was happy that we got him. But I was like, all right, what's AJ Brown going to be for us? And holy shit! Plus, last year I think the touches were very much spread around more with him and Devonta, who's still getting his catches,
Right?
Just not getting.
Well,
paid
I
in the
thought they
yards as
used
much.
him in a interesting way this week. I thought he worked way more out of the slot over the middle because Julio was there.
Julio scored his first touchdown, baby. I bet on him. I had a feeling. I was like, Julio's gonna get his today. Because like we're gonna it's gonna be a lot of points. In my head before the game, I was like, it's gonna be a lot of points because we're just gonna kill the Commanders this time. Commanders have become the bane of our existence. Sam Howell becomes Peyton fucking Manning. That offensive line becomes the Cowboys' offensive line of the fucking 90s or whenever they had that line. Like, I don't know how the guy that's gotten sacked the most and the line that's given up the most sacks against a defense who I know we don't have a lot of the same guys, but broke a bunch of sack records last year and had multiple people with 10 sacks. And we only got one this weekend. I don't understand how that happens, but we won, yes. And that might be one of the most one of the more complete games that I've seen us play, even though the defense looked rough, which is still, not the best. We're getting healthier, and I think I'm happy. I was happy with it. I was annoyed for a while because I was like, why does it have to be the Commanders? Because like I don't want to hear fucking John in my head. Like I'll just hear him in my head. Hey RJ. Yeah. And it's just the Commanders.
You know what? The Commanders, outside of Sam Howell throwing for almost 400 yards and 4 touchdowns, kind of also was the last rip of the week, I think. They just sold off Montez Sweat and Chase Young.
Chase Young, who did shit against Jordan Mailata this week, so I don't know what San Francisco thinks they're doing. That was just a dig at San Francisco for me there.
So San Francisco, that's a compensatory 3rd-round pick. So if Chase Young signs somewhere else, they can recoup that pick.
That's kind of
they stole Chase Young from the Commanders. Just if it would have been a 2nd-round pick, it would have been a lot better. But I don't know how. That's crazy. I do think Sweat is better than Chase Young.
Oh,
don't get it twisted.
Absolutely. Sweat's way better. The Bears being buyers at the deadline today was very odd.
I do like it. They still have a lot of picks.
Absolutely. They have plenty, and it's just getting players. I don't know if they're really going to contend for anything this year. I don't know if that's their plan or if that's like, hey, let's get him and sign him so we at least have some semblance of a defense in the future. But I would like to. Kenny Gainwell, I wanted to kill for half a second, and then he actually ended up coming back and having a pretty decent game. Like the next drive, they just gave him the ball like 4 times in a row, and I was like, there we go, build confidence.
Well, they're gonna play the Titans, and the Titans Hopkins. What the fuck was that? 4 receptions. The Steelers are going to play the Titans on Thursday. So this just kind of ties back into the Titans.
Gotcha.
4 receptions, 3 of them touchdowns, 128 yards. What the fuck? I really wish we signed him now.
I mean, we might as well just talk about that quarterback then, too, because I personally did a lot of shitting on Will Levis. And
so, overreaction. Right Will Levis, new starter?
I mean, he is for now. If he continues to play, he just figured out, I guess, what Ryan Tannehill didn't know, which is like just throw it to DeAndre Hopkins and he'll figure it out. Because DeAndre Hopkins is one of those guys that just he'll catch it. He doesn't drop the ball very much. Yeah, he makes crazy catches. He's like the Larry Fitzgerald type guy, where it's like you're shocked when he even drops it.
Right.
But holy shit, what a comeback for DeAndre Hopkins, getting a little laugh at the end. trolling people. He said he feels like Geno Smith on like an Instagram live after he didn't write back. I was like, I like that.
I knew you would like that.
I did. That was very cool.
That was good, but the only receiver to break 1,000 yards through 8 games, RJ, is Tyreek Hill.
And I hinted at this guy when I was talking about AJ Brown.
Easy. Yes, yes, you did. Who AJ Brown is second to in yards, and actually is the second most in history behind behind Tyreek Hill. Yep.
That's funny.
It's just that he didn't break 1,000 yards, so it doesn't seem as impressive.
Like, it's impressive. Like, Tyreek Hill, he doesn't get enough credit for also being a very good, like, go up and get the ball type guy. But he does a lot, and he jumps really fucking high. Like, he is...
Oh, yeah, I know.
I know Justin Jefferson is probably the best receiver in the league right now. But Tyreek Hill has been utterly dominant for, like, since his rookie year. Has just been amazing and a game changer. And I think it might be time to really put some respect on Tyreek Hill. And I'm going to crown him the best receiver in the league. I am, because he breaks defenses because you have to do so many different things to try and cover him. And the Dolphins use him in such beautiful ways.
I think he's proved it on 2 different teams. I think you're right.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And he's unlocked Tua. Tua looks great. He's made some great throws. And the way I just don't understand sometimes when he gets the ball. It's like, where the fuck is everyone? How did he get so open? Like, how did that happen?
And because it's the Patriots secondary, which is in shambles.
Not even the Patriots. Like, not even the Patriots. It's everywhere. Like, that touchdown pass that he had, catch that he had against the Eagles. It was like, how the fuck did he get there wide open? Like, so many times.
Fuck.
It's just crazy. And if you just get him in space, he's gonna do something. You're always worried that he's gonna do something and break it, because he does probably more often than he doesn't.
And on the opposite side of the ball, Ramsey was back, and I thought it was hilarious that McDaniels was like, he promised me a pick 6, but only gave us a pick field goal.
He's so funny.
That's such a shitty joke, but it's like my type of humor.
He does shit like that. We did say you look like him. Are you sure? I don't know if I've ever seen you and Mike McDaniel in the same place at the same time. I was waiting for the glasses.
I wish I had a pair of glasses. Still no glasses.
I like Mike McDaniel. He's fun.
Yeah.
Did we talk about the fake Twitter account? The fake Mike McDaniel Twitter account after the Eagles game?
No, we didn't.
Shane, Corey, and I all got duped by this because we all thought he was bitching on Twitter after the game. And then I'm like looking through his thing and I'm like, wait a second. And I'm like, let me just scroll back through his tweets. And there's like tweets during the game. He's tweeting about a party or something like before the game. And I was like, I look back up and it was like just joined. And in his thing, it was like parody account. And I'm like, oh my God. I was duped for a solid like 5 hours after that.
Dude, do you know what was real?
What's that?
Kenneth Gainwell responding to DMs from the locker room at halftime.
How did I forget about that? That's crazy. What did he say?
Like, what? He was you better not be talking to me, little boy, or something.
Yeah, little boy.
Yeah, something like that. I know you're not talking from your couch, little boy. Something like that.
That was crazy. I was like, that was weird. It was
I don't know very weird.
Apparently the team talked to him about it. Just dumb. Like, someone's just going to screenshot that.
Why would you use Kenneth Gainwell in the red zone? Or inside the 5-yard line or some shit?
He did some good things for us last year, and then every time he's gotten the ball, other than a couple times this week when we passed it to him, it was like he just can't move the ball at all. And then DeAndre Swift goes out there and it's like 5 yards carry. And
well, that makes sense for DeAndre Swift to be in the fucking inside the. You'd be used inside the 5-yard line.
Yeah.
Gainwell is a receiving back, and he's very small. He's not like a ram it up your ass kind of back. Like,
yeah.
What do people? I mean, what does Gainwell expect? What do the coaches expect? To be honest,
it's not really talked about. We fumbled twice in the red zone and won that game in very convincing fashion. They had a late touchdown to make it look a lot closer than it was. But
it was very bad after the first quarter.
Yeah, but after the second half, once the second half started, it was like, all right, the Eagles are here. Like, it's time to dominate, and it was good. And then late, it was just.
Wait, another callback. I wish Michigan was number 2 because then it would be OMG as the top 3 in college football.
Oh, that's funny. That would be cool.
I just realized that.
You mentioned the cheating scandal. That's just getting crazy too.
That is.
It's just more and more stuff coming out every day.
It's like what the fuck's going on? I really think the more and more this comes out, I really think that self-imposed suspension to Harbaugh was like to try to get ahead of this. I really do.
If some of this stuff is true, like this is one of the most elaborate, like, obviously there's been very heinous, horrible things, scandals and stuff in college, but like this is the most just elaborate cheating scandal I think I've ever heard of like going to other teams to scout. One, giving information apparently to South Carolina and for Clemson and Tennessee. Like, apparently this guy was on Central Michigan's sideline the other week or something against Michigan when they were playing Michigan State. Like, I'm either fully convinced that this started with Harbaugh and he knew this guy was just crazy and he used him, or Harbaugh really had no fucking clue and this guy just went on his own and told the players or something, or I don't know what, but
terrible look. Terrible look.
It's very weird for a quick little college football rewind. Anyway.
No. So let's go to a receiver that just came out of college and won the game for the Seahawks. JSN. Jackson Smith-Njigba.
He's a lot smaller than I thought he was. I saw him get out of the huddle and I was like, whoa.
Yeah, he is. Yeah, they won with 3 seconds left, 27-20 or 27-24, something like that.
Was it really that close? I didn't even realize it was that close.
I didn't put down the score.
I feel like I was watching that game.
But yeah, it was very close. They were both in the 20s.
Why can't I find that score now? Oh, there it is. Yes, against Cleveland.
Ghost score.
24-20. I found it.
24-20. Yeah.
I feel like they were playing something else. But yeah, Seahawks are also kind of a good team. Like, they're first in the NFC West right now.
They are, and they just traded for Leonard Williams from the Giants.
That's pretty good. If there's something that they needed help with, it was
Seahawks
probably the defense.
Is going to be scary again.
And I mean, we can talk about another wide receiver too who lit up the 49ers, Jamar Chase, and that 49ers defense
doing backflips after the Bengals beat the 49ers.
A great backflip, I might add.
Seriously, cleared it. Absolutely cleared it.
I'm so happy that 49ers are just going on this little skid. They beat the Cowboys, they beat the piss out of them, and then they go and suck. And then the Cowboys are going and beating the piss out of good teams or bad teams, and then they lose to teams like the 49ers, who are now like, hey, Brock Purdy's looking human. I think I said maybe he's a good quarterback this year. I don't know now.
3 straight losses. This is also Jamar Chase's 5th game with 10 receptions, 100 receiving yards, and a touchdown, which breaks a tie with Justin Jefferson, OBJ, and Isaac Bruce for most such games before turning 25.
That's
he
crazy.
Turns 24 in March.
Jamar Chase does?
Yeah. He is 23 years old.
Christ.
This is like a Lamar. This is like a Lamar stat from.
I was just about to say that. I was just about to say that. It's like Lamar being the same age as Joe Burrow when he came out. Like,
seriously. What? Yeah, what? What the fuck? But yeah, that's the 49ers are in a free fall right now.
And that trade today showed desperation to me. And like,
I don't know about desperation, but that definitely helps them. That helps them a lot, and it's basically a no loss.
Yeah,
trade. They gain or they lose basically nothing.
I mean, their defense has gotten like torched like 3 weeks in a row. It's been the scary 49ers defense.
And Brock Purdy has also not been great the past couple of weeks.
No, and that also makes me happy.
It does, yeah. Speaking of bad teams, I think CeeDee Lamb is the only reason the Cowboys are good. Fucking 12 receptions, 158 yards, 2 touchdowns.
I don't know why they don't get him the ball more. Like, I remember watching him at Oklahoma, and it was like
Can you get him the ball more? 12 receptions. I mean, come on.
Well, in that game, but like, there's been other games where it's like he's just not really used. He doesn't get the ball. Doesn't like hardly even gets looks. It feels like just watching. But he's damn good. I remember him at Oklahoma, like similar, but not the exact same way of Tyreek Hill. Like he'd get the ball in space, and then all of a sudden he was in the end zone. But there was like 5 people in front of him, and it wasn't even like because he was fast. He was just shifty and like would make moves, and he's really damn good. I was upset that the Cowboys took him before the Eagles when we did that when we had Jalen Reagor, but good for the Cowboys.
I'm telling you, those type of receivers like CeeDee Lamb, AJ Brown, their build is like 2nd, 3rd round wide receivers coming out of the draft, and it's like that's what you need to be looking for, I think.
Yeah,
those bigger physical receivers that may not be as shifty, but have the capability of developing their route tree a little bit more, like those two did.
I mean, DK did it too. Like DK,
even he did.
But it's and you're right. To have the ability, and I feel like for some reason the NFL did kind of go away from it for a little bit of that kind of build. But it's going back, like Calvin Johnson was like that, T.O. was like that, Randy Moss, like just big guys that if you put up a 50-50 ball and that guy's down the field, it's more like an 80-20 ball for you. Like it's surprising if he doesn't come down with it, and that's very nice to have, especially like. Say, for instance, like with Jalen Hurts, like he's definitely a little bit hurt. Like he's not 100%. Throws have been a little bit off, but AJ Brown has been able to come down with a lot of passes.
Jalen a little bit hurts.
Great. He is a little bit hurts. He won't talk about it either, which I do find weird. Like when they ask him in press conferences, and CeeDee Lamb too. Like Dak, we know what Dak is, and I think CeeDee Lamb could definitely make Dak look a lot better if he's used the right way.
Right. Now we have a wide receiver complaining. Oh, surprise, surprise. But it's warranted this time. Deontay Johnson said what we were all thinking. The refs were absolutely betting on the Jaguars. What the fuck was that?
I actually didn't watch that game much. What did happen there? I didn't see it.
So one of the main things was the complete no call after one of the defenders on the Jaguars swung Pickett down, and that's what caused him to exit the game.
I did not see that.
There were a bunch of calls that were there were a bunch of offsides that weren't called on the Jaguars.
The cheating's been bad this year.
A bunch of
noticeably bad.
It really has been. I think there were some DPIs not called, but I don't know if that was true or not.
Yeah, it's
because I follow a lot of Steelers people, but
I feel like every week you and I are sitting here talking about some egregious call and more than one game, and
it
it's
feels like replacement refs
bad.
almost.
Yeah,
it's bad. It is bad. Yeah.
the Hail Mary, one of my favorite. I remember that was before I was listening to like football and stuff. I remember watching that and being like, "This is great. This is just hilarious." Like they don't know what to call.
Fucking hilarious. I love that moment. That was one of the better
They
moments.
look at each other
comedy
eye to eye. One goes touchdown, the other one goes like this. Interception.
And another one comes in and also goes touchdown.
Oh my god. What a time.
So
it's been very odd.
Yeah, it has been. So we've already gone over some quarterbacks, but that's okay. I figured they would blend a little bit.
Yeah.
The big one, RJ, our Kirk Cousins to the Falcons fantasy is over.
Our Kirk Cousins to every team fantasy is over. To like everyone, to like every team that is like just a solid quarterback away from being a great team.
Torn Achilles. So disappointing. Same injury as Rodgers, who might come back.
That I don't. I mean, that guy's just out on the field throwing the ball like he's not even hurt. I don't understand.
But will they have him back?
What does that mean?
Jets have been on a roll. Do you change the hot hand in Zach Wilson, who led them down the field and looked great on that? Did you watch that last drive?
The last drive was great.
Oh, what about, my God. That was.
What about the 59 other minutes of the game?
I know.
There was 24 punts for over 1,000 yards. There was over 1,000 punt yards. I get it. Zach Wilson's doing what he's got to do. Zach Wilson has been much better, and he's not doing Zach Wilson things, yes. But let's just not forget about the whole rest of the game that happened where they just did nothing.
I know, but
they almost lost to the Giants, who had -8 passing yards.
-9.
Oh, it ended in -9? Okay, sorry.
Fewest by any team since the 2000 Browns in a 48-0 loss to the Jags.
That game was just awful. Like, how does a Tommy DeVito guy? I know you don't expect to ever use third string, but I mean, they just didn't want him to throw the ball at all. Like, they just refused to let him throw the ball.
How do you both have home field advantage and both suck?
I mean, it was like the worst game ever. I mean, I don't know it was raining, but like 13-10 and it went. That was just like one of the ugliest things I've ever seen in my life.
That was clutch, clocking the ball at 1 second, though. I'll give it to him.
Did you see the center? The center for the Jets did a baller-ass move. That
I didn't see him.
So the center, after he made that throw, the center spotted the ball, which technically the ref should pick up the ball, place it to spot it, and then let it go. The center grabbed the ball, placed it.
He was like, "Come here."
The ref just touched the ball and blew the whistle, and they were able to spike it with 1 second. If the center hadn't done that, and the ref actually picked it up and placed it, that was it. That was the game. They would have lost. Which that whole sequence was crazy. The whole sequence was wild. But yeah, technically that wasn't supposed to happen, but that was high football IQ by the center to be like, hey, crazy moment. I don't know if he was actually thinking this, but if he was like, holy shit, that was wild. Let's just spot the ball and try and get it to go, and maybe the ref won't notice it. And it worked. That was crazy.
It was insane. Another insane thing. Bryce Young got his first NFL win
against CJ Stroud of all people.
Yeah, damn. He really took this as a fuck you game.
That was another bad game. We
15-13. It was bad.
And it's just because they're not two New York teams. I mean, they won. That's okay. Bryce actually had a pretty decent game. I didn't look at his numbers.
The Texans all around did not.
No, very bad. I had Yeah, I had 2 bets on Stroud, and neither of them cashed. It was not good.
Yeah, he
I
was
was
under 200 passing yards.
Yeah, not great, not great. I mean, they're both just very bad teams.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
But Houston's a little bit more frisky than the Panthers. Like the Panthers are bad.
Yeah, I do like Houston a little bit more. Hopefully, Carolina keeps winning though, and the Patriots
Yeah.
keep it losing. But another bet: if you had Mahomes to score a touchdown or to throw a touchdown, you were fucked. 29 straight games with a touchdown snapped. Chiefs
I didn't
upset the
realize it was
Broncos,
that.
or Chiefs are upset by the Broncos, 24-9.
And the Broncos snapped a 16-game losing streak to the Chiefs too.
Yeah, since Peyton Manning was the quarterback.
Crazy. Very, very crazy. I mean, I feel like they talked about that so much this week. It was like after it happened, it's like, of course they won. But leading up to it, it's like, no way the Chiefs lose to the Broncos.
I don't know if it's week 16, 17, or 18 when the Patriots play the Jets, but that would be 16 wins if they beat them in a row.
So I don't know when you're actually playing, but if you're playing week 17 and a loss gives you the number 1 pick and the win bumps you down to like, I don't know, whatever. It bumps you down out of 1. Let's say a win bumps you down to like 4 if you win. Do you still want to beat the Jets?
4, that's fine. 6 or 7, no.
I feel like 1 loss would be tough to have you drop that far.
But if it's that close, I mean, it's pretty close right now. I mean, we were 4 until the Bears lost, and now we're 5.
Okay, this is an impossible scenario. It won't happen. But let's just play this out real quick. So it's week 17. You're playing the Jets. The Jets win and they're in. You guys lose. You have the number 1 pick. You win. You drop down to the 6th pick. What would you rather have happen? You want the pick? You want the number 1 pick and just lose? Or do you want to crush the Jets' hope and also like hopes of getting to the playoffs, and you also continue to just dominate the Jets even though you guys suck?
I say fuck the Jets.
Yes. No, you did
I
the
say
right
fuck
answer.
the Jets. I say fuck the
Right
Jets.
answer. You picked the right answer. Good job.
I don't want to lose against the Jets on a 15-game win streak.
Because if that was me and it was like the Cowboys and it was a similar situation, like the Eagles, I would say I don't give a fuck who's coming out. Let's fucking beat the Cowboys.
Our lowest of our lowest, and we're still beating the Jets. I'm happy.
That's all that matters. You know what? That's how I know that you really. That was just a do you know ball question for you, and you know ball.
I know
because
ball.
If you're a true fan, that should be your answer.
And RJ, you know ball as well. We both know balls.
Yeah. We each got 2 of them.
Do you have anything else to add, RJ?
That game last night sucked. Raiders are garbage. They didn't flex the game next week, which I think is Raiders. God, who is it? Oh, I need to find it. Oh, wait.
Ew.
I can just look.
The Raiders against the Lions on Monday, and it was bad enough. And I liked the Lions uniforms online, but I did not like them on the field. It was kind of bad.
There's a game. I thought the Raiders were. Someone was on primetime this week.
Oh, wait, 1 second. Hey, the Seattle uniforms too. I didn't like so much on the field.
Yeah,
they were kind of.
They looked a lot better in the pictures.
They did. Yeah,
they really did.
They had no.
Adam Schefter was really excited.
Not enough green, I think.
Yeah. I think I like the current ones better.
It was just like the Lions uniform with the stripe of green on the pants.
Yeah, that
was like, what the fuck is this?
The Lions uniforms last night sucked. The Raiders were just awful. Devontae Adams, I mean, that poor guy. He just wanted to go play with his college quarterback, and then they shipped him right out the next year, and he can't even get the fucking ball last night. One catch for 11 yards on 7 targets, and that is. He was targeted 7 times, but that's not. I mean, that's just quarterback. Like he didn't. That game was just so bad. It was just such a shit game.
It was.
I'm so sick of shit primetime games. Again, of getting excited that like maybe something will happen, and I'm like, all right, let's go. This will be fun. And then it's just poop. It's always just poop.
I am too. It's like the only premier teams are the Chiefs, Eagles. I mean, those are the only consistent ones.
It didn't work out for the Chargers last week. Wasn't that prime time?
It was.
Didn't work out for them last week, but usually you can pretty much count on if you just put Chiefs Chargers on prime time. Pretty good game. If we could just do that every week somehow, I'll take it. Stop giving me this. They just need to change the flex rules.
It's bullshit. We all know it's bullshit.
There's some game that the Raiders are in primetime coming up.
Are you going to find it before I do this outro?
Oh, I need to, because there's another one that they didn't. Oh, week 10, Jets, Raiders, Sunday Night Football. They didn't flex that. And they now have until next Tuesday to flex week 11 of the Vikings, Broncos. They better flex that Viking Broncos.
That one, the Vikings Broncos game has to be flexed, or else the NFL is just willingly torturing us and going against Geneva Convention. All right. Anything else?
I'd rather watch Bills Jets again on prime time, but yeah.
Okay. I think we're done here. That was a good episode. I liked going through it that way.
Yeah, that worked.
Fuck yeah.
Good.
A little bit rushed because it's a little bit very late. I should say very late.
Yeah. When you texted me you were coming back, I was sitting in bed and I was like, ugh, I gotta get up.
I know. I went out to dinner with my coworkers tonight.
That's all right.
Yeah. Oh well. You can't do it tomorrow, so gotta get it in tonight.
Yeah, I know.
Alrighty, buddy. Everyone, make sure to like, comment, and subscribe to our YouTube channel at Hoagies and Pierogis. Make sure to follow us on Instagram. All the good shit. I was recommended to make a TikTok, so
Jeez.
We'll put clips on there. I'll make an email address.
Okay. All right.
But yeah. Alrighty, RJ.
All right. Toodaloo.
We will leave the people with this.